Hey guys, I'm April from Giggle Glitter Graphics, and today I am continuing work on my boho journal. So I have the outside and the inside covers completed on this journal, and now I'm going to work on this pocket tag thing on the front. This is going to be kind of the wow moment on the front of the cover, so I was trying to think of something really fun to do for this pocket here. I'm just going to set this to the side. So I've cut a couple pieces of cardstock. This is, you might have seen in previous videos, I use the cardboard that comes between the cans in my cat food boxes. I love this cardboard. It's just the right size. It has some angled edges already. And I just cut, let me reach over here. Whoops. It comes like this, and I just cut it down to fit the size that I wanted. So I'm thinking that I would like to make a tag that opens up and would have something on the inside and then decorations on the outside, and then I don't know what might happen after that. But I think the first task is to kind of make this hinge situation and get that kind of together. So I think I'm going to start by, these are already trimmed up, they are the same size, they match. I'm going to grab a little washi tape and I'm going to tape these together so that they fold neatly. I'm not sure if it's super helpful, but I am going to see if this helps keep things kind of lined up, because I'm going to glue paper over both the front and back surfaces, and I'm not sure how much of a gap I might need between these, if any, to make sure that this folds open and closed neatly. So I think this tape will just kind of give me a starting point, and we'll see what happens. So it's taped, and you can see, let me hold this up here, there is a bit of a gap in between the two, and I need to just have that gap so that I can open and close this after I attach the papers to my surfaces. So for my inside surface, I want to use this notebook paper. This is just a plain sheet of notebook paper. I've done nothing to it, and I want it to be able to open up and have writing space inside of here. I'll probably pretty it up later, but for now, I just want to try to get this on and get it on straight. So that's the goal, is make sure it's straight. So I've got, let's see here, I'm gonna grab a couple pieces of scrap paper, also notebook paper. And let's try the glue stick. I think the glue stick is gonna work okay. If it's not sticking well, we'll pivot. So let's go ahead and get a good amount of glue on this. I'm trying to think of the least messy way to do this. But also sometimes with this glue stick, I find that it wants to dry out pretty quickly, which is great. It dries quickly, but also sometimes when I'm positioning things, it makes it harder to get things down in time. Let's start with, or I probably should have done the other one. Let's just glue it off, glue everything. There's a little bit of dirt on this side from the cans. It's not really dirt, it's just wear from the metal cans sitting on in the packaging. I'm hoping it just won't show through. If it does, some ink will cover it up. I'm not too worried. I didn't want to try to clean that. Okay. Here is my new piece of paper, nice, fresh, clean, right out of the package. And let's try to kind of line this up. I'm gonna try not to stick my head in the camera. I'm gonna use the lines on the paper to try and line this up. Actually worked pretty good. And let's press that down. I might need to sit something on top of this. It looks like it wants to curl up a little because the glue is just on one side. And I'm wondering if I should weigh this down a little bit and kind of walk away and let it dry and then come back. So I'm going to do that, and let's see if it kind of dries flat. If it doesn't, then once we glue something to the other side, it should kind of like even out. All right, so I stuck my crate of goodies here on top of that. This box as well. Let's see what that did. It's not really flat, but I think I can work with it. So I'm gonna trim this up around the edges, and hopefully I've got nice straight lines now on the inside of this tag. Just gonna use my scissors and neatly, I'm gonna use the edge of the cardboard as a guide and just neatly trim this up. I was sitting here looking at this tag during my lunch break today, or the pocket rather. I was looking at the pockets on the front of the journal, and I was just trying to figure out what can I do to make this a little more special instead of just a big decorative tag inside. And I was like, what about a big decorative tag that opens up and has journaling space inside? So here we are. I wasn't even intending to film today. It just kind of happened. That's how it goes. So hopefully my strike of inspiration will end up turning into something pretty cool. We'll find out. All right, let's get our scraps out of the way. Let's fold this in half this way. I'm going to give this a nice crease. Back this way. Also a nice crease. Let's get those little angles cut out. They should be the same. I used the angles, the existing angles, as a guide to cut the new angles whenever I cut my cardboard, so everything's pretty even. Goes out of the way. And there is the inside of my tag. Hopefully that'll dry nicely. And like I said before, a little bit of a, I got a little line there. I didn't look at the other side of the paper and little line. It's fine. I think it's cute. The pink is gonna look nice. But we've got the journaling space on the inside. It's pretty straight. Not mad at it. So I'm gonna pull the tape off because I don't want this to cause like a little tape-shaped lump underneath my next layer of paper, because I'm gonna cover this whole other side in a texture. And this is one of the patterned papers from the Bohemian Junk Journal Kit. As usual, you can find links to all of the kits that I intend to use in this journal down below in the video description. That's my Etsy shop, and I'm always trying to add new things every week, so please check it out. And if you shop on Etsy, give my shop a little favor. So here I'm going to do the same thing, and I don't have to worry about the pattern being straight. I am just going to glue this on here. So let's glue. I'm going to protect my surface a little bit here. Oh, that is still sticky? No, okay. Must have been a little lump of glue. So I'm just gonna go crazy and coat this really well with the glue. And I gotta remember not to go all the way to the edge. I printed this and I did not trim off that white edge, so I don't want to go all the way to the edges on this. Should be enough. Nope, need a little more. There we go. And moment of truth. So I've got a lot of other pieces here that I might use. I'm going to do some collage on the front of this. I'm not really sure. I haven't decided. Do I add a tassel, ribbon? I don't know. I've been trying to think my way through it. There we go, and that did flatten out a whole bunch. Oh, we are stuck just a little bit. Make sure we get... Sometimes I get glue on there. I just give it a little rub and it usually rolls right off. There we go. A lot of this pattern paper is going to be covered up later. I just wanted to use it as a base, and also I print on a slightly thicker paper, so I thought that that thicker paper would add some stability to this kind of hinge. This glue is still a little damp, but I'm going to go ahead and trim this just for the sake of time. Just like I did the other one. And then hopefully this is gonna fold really nicely and still fit in my pocket correctly. I shoved a whole bunch of stuff in the pocket before I started this project because I was worried that if I made this too thick, it wouldn't fit anymore. If it was, and I might have to like make it more narrow, but I didn't want to make it too narrow. It's kind of a tipping point where things are too narrow to be useful, but they have to be a certain size to fit in your pockets. I just cut a little cardboard off. So that was an accident. There we go. Back on track. All right, scraps out of the way. And is this gonna fold for me? There we go. I wanted to do this while it was still a little damp, the glue. I feel like it allows you a little bit of stretch and give on the paper when it has a little bit of that glue kind of is still drying. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it doesn't. So, all right, let's get the angles cut. Let's see here. Crease. Little inside angles. There's one. And there's the other. All right. So now I've got kind of this little book. The whole inside is journaling space, and we will decorate that up just a little bit, but I want to have its primary function to be journaling space. And then I've got the front of this and possibly the back to decorate. Let's see. And it still fits in my pocket. Yay! All right, let me rummage around and see what goodies I can find to put on this to decorate. So I've grabbed a couple things, and I think I'm gonna just decorate the front of this for now. And I'm gonna start with this little doily. I have a whole set of these paper doilies. And this is the smallest one. It's so cute. I think it's gonna be a great base. I like that it's slightly see-through, kind of like washi tape is. So I'm gonna put that down first. And then I've got some other goodies here that I've pulled out. Let's try not to ruin the doily. Get a little layer of glue on that. This can be a little messy to glue down. The glue gets stuck in all the little lacy bits. Peel that off of there, and let's put that paper to the side so I don't end up laying something down on it. And I'm gonna go, I don't know, right there, I guess. Let's see if I can grab another sheet of paper to use as a base. I've kind of made a mess here on my table. I've been working on some other projects. Oh, come here, paper. All right, there we go. So let's smooth this out. Bone folder. I always have several things going on at once, and so sometimes my table gets a little bit cluttered. I'm working on the current journal. I'm creating new kits. Always so much going on. All right, let's trim this up because our pocket's only so big. Hopefully we're neatly trimming it up and not tearing it. There we go. We're gonna go over this with some more stuff. Let's see, I was thinking a stamp or something like that on there just to add some texture. I've got my Seedless Preserves Distress ink. It's a purple color. I really like it. And I've got one of these little gel kind of stamps. I've been picking these up at the thrift store. I got these for $1.50. I think they're a little bit old. I'm not sure. I didn't look them up. They're a little bit yellowed, and they were stuck to the, the plastic, but I managed to get it off. I think for $1.50, that was a pretty good deal. I'm always looking to see what I can pick up and add to my collection. So I got this pretty flower stamp, and I'm not sure you can see it, but you'll see it once I stamp it. So I'm gonna do the purple. See if I can ink that up pretty well. I don't have a lot of big stamp pads. I try to just use a limited amount of supplies. It's so easy to go on a spending spree. All right, hopefully that does it. And I'm not gonna see a lot of this, but that looks nice. All right, happy with that. And I've used my new stamp, which totally justifies the buying it. Let's put this little piece of lace to the side. Maybe I can find a spot for that later. So I think I've got some of the cutouts, the ephemera from the Bohemian kit. I've got this cute little pair of flowery boots and this pretty lady. And I think I'm going to attach these and then trim them up. So we're just kind of building some layers on here, but I wanted to add, because I think this on this is not giving me as many layers as I want. I've got some little pieces of book pages. These were ephemera kits that I purchased. I'm looking forward to adding my own to my shop. I've got a bunch of old books to scan in. They're like super old, out of copyright. That is a project for another day. So I think a couple of pieces of this. This is Alice in Wonderland, which kind of goes with our theme, maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's all dreamy and eclectic. Maybe that's a reach. So I'm gonna, let's see. I just want those. No, you know what? I think I want that one on top. All right, so let's glue this lady down first so she can dry a bit, and then I can trim her to fit the front. I don't want to wrap things around because that's gonna potentially impact how well my little tag opens and closes. And I think the back, I'm just gonna leave this print. Too much thickness, and I'm gonna have problems getting this in and out of the pocket. Let's see if I can do this without sticking everything to the table. All right, so let's put her here. Make sure enough of her face is on that when I trim this, it doesn't look awkward. Trusty bone folder. Let's try to make sure we're down over all the edges. I'll let that dry for a minute. And then turning my glue covered paper. Let's put this piece down. Why don't we ink that just a little bit? I think I'm gonna go with the Vintage Photo, our trusted friend. You're not gonna see all of this. I just wanted to build some depth. I didn't ink this one, but it has a little bit of a tinted edge, so probably fine. This one will go here. Let's see, what's the positioning on this gonna be like? If I wanted to, I'm gonna trim up all these little edges. Oops. Something like that. I want that to go up a little higher. And pull that out a little further. Yeah, I like that. All right. About yay. Get an idea of where I'm putting it before I try to glue it down. Come here. I do that and then end up sometimes way off. Alright, there's that one. Let's glue this one down. Should I ink this? This one has an edge too, but let's give it a stronger edge. I'm gonna have to ink around the edge of this tag front as well, just to firm that all up and kind of blend it all in. Cover this. Let's go all the way to the edge. Yeah, like that. And then something like that. All right, and we are stuck. Let's make sure we don't have glue underneath. Okay, we're good. Let's glue this piece. Oh, I should have inked it. Is it too late? Am I gonna end up with glue in my ink? Won't be a lot, but it's better than nothing. There we go. All right. So, started to build some layers here, and I'm definitely going to need to trim this up to keep working on it. So let's open this. Well, there we go. This way first. Get this big one trimmed. And then we'll see what else we can layer on here. I've got a word stamp set up. There we go. So maybe try something like that. Might need a little more glue on my doily. All right, open this up. Nice and neat. There. Well, that's coming along. That's really nice. A little trash bin over there. Now, I'd like to do a word or something like that. And I grabbed some washi. Maybe I should add a little washi on here. Getting a little scattered. Let's see. I've got washi tape. I've pulled that out. I think that would be nice. I've also got some fussy cuts here. And I thought I'm going to do the word dreamer. I've got these little alphabet, oh, crunchy, these little alphabet jelly stamps. So I made the word dreamer in all caps because I seem to have misplaced some of the lowercase letters over the years. I thought that might go nice here on something lighter. We'll figure that out here in a minute. And then I wasn't sure if I wanted like a little dream catcher or something like that. I do like that. I'm tempted to go dimensional, but I'm worried that a dimensional sticker is going to make this hard to get in and out of the pocket. It's going to catch. So if I want to do this, it's going to have to be, let's do purple around the edge and see how that looks. We're to the point where I'm talking my way through. I do that. Oh, that was very strong purple. Let's see. I think I've kind of messed that up for myself. Let's see, I have a different one. That one's kind of big. That's what did I have? I have like a feather. Oh, that's kind of nice. That one's too big. I've got this flower. That's a little bit big as well. I kind of like this, and then poking through there, maybe that and the tape. And let's swap back to the vintage photo, maybe. I think the purple was a bit much. That seedless preserves can be kind of strong, and I don't think that's really the look I was going for. But I do want to pop out the edge just a little bit before I put it on. Get all those little edges. Yeah, I like that. It's gonna build some layers. All right, so what can we do with our tape? I think maybe to go over some of these edges to almost make them look like they're taped down. And then this has like a gold foil flower pattern to it. Let's see if I can hold that up. Hopefully you can see that. I think I might do some right like that. I like that. That gives a little shine. And I'll trim that up here in a minute. And then maybe something similar on the boot. Oh, I lost my end there. always losing the end of the washi tape. So maybe we'll go, I like that torn end a little better. Let's go that way. And I feel like I need to do threes. I always try to do threes. So I've got 1, 2, maybe a little bit here at the bottom where I'm gonna do the text. Let's see, one more little piece. Just to add some shine. There we go. Get this piece of scrap paper. Fold it over. I'm getting glue on the back of my tag here. Just rolls right off. There we go. All right. So I think let's put this little leaf right like that. I like that. Right like that. And then let's figure out what we're going to stamp our text on. I could use a piece of notebook paper. I've got plenty of that laying around. Let's see. We've got just the white. We've got the lines on it. We can do the lines. Oh, I like the lines that way. It gives a little bit of a contrast. It doesn't need to be super thick. I want it to be pretty thin. I should stamp my word on here real quick. I'm going to use the Vintage Photo ink again. So I've got my text all, kind of can see it. I'll be able to see it better once I stamp it. So let's do, whoops, Dreamer. There we go. There's our text. And then let's give this a little tear, just to have some rough edges, and then figure out how big it should be, because I am not sure. And not smear it. Let's not smear it. There's some room for some more layering on there too if I leave it bigger. How about a little Vintage Photo around the edge? Like that. And then maybe we can add some shiny stuff. Some sequin or something like that. Let's see. We've got Dreamer. Let's leave that washi tape poke out just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. And we need to trim everything up here. All those little edges off. They are sticking to me. Normally I would let the glue dry a little bit if I were doing this off camera. So I'm gonna trim these up, and then I need to go rummage up some sort of blingy something to add to this. That'll let the glue dry just a bit, and I can try to figure out what the finishing touches are gonna be on this. So I'm looking through my supplies, and I am a little worried that sequin or something like that is going to catch putting this in and out of the pocket, and I don't want to worry about damaging, like having the little edge catch the edge of the pocket. But I have, this is another one of my thrift store finds. I got this ribbon and I thought it would be great for my boho journal, and it's got these reds and purples in it, and then these little tiny sequin are sewn right into the edge. You can kind of see them, and I just could not pass this up last time I was there. It has a netting, but I'm hoping I can cut off the netting part and just use the edge and add in a couple little details with that and the Fabri-Tac. So let's give that a go. Let's see what happens when I cut this. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I should film my little trips to the thrift store. Sometimes I go once a week, sometimes I'm just not in the mood and I don't go for a while. But the one around the corner has a nice craft supply section, and I'll go and just check everything out. I'm mostly looking for stamps and things like that. I make most of my own kind of imagery with the digitals. But all these little extra bits and bobs are so nice to be able to pick up on the cheap while I'm over there. So I wasn't sure if that was something people would be interested in, or post it to my Instagram. And sometimes though I don't find anything. I'm just using my Fabri-Tac to glue this down. I'm putting kind of a thin coat on, and I'm gonna go all the way across like that. Stick this down, and then I'll trim it up just like the others. Kind of lost our washi tape a bit. Spread that out, and then I think I want a piece of the purple. Let's see here. It's red to here. Let's get some of that purple. Just cut, I guess, right there. There's so much of that, I'll probably never use it. And then maybe I can add it somewhere else. Let's see. All the little scraps to the side. Let's get that netting off of there. These are always such pretty yarns. I don't know what they cost normally in the store. I know yarn gets very expensive. So I get excited when I can get these little skeins of crazy yarn. I just realized that this actually says Boho on it. How very appropriate. No wonder I thought it would go great in my journal. What do you think? Should I do a piece? Maybe I'll do a piece there. I might cut this in half. Let's do a couple pieces of the purple up top. Up top. Let's do a piece here. Make sure we've got our blingy side up. And then maybe a piece right there. And hopefully this is going to stay flat enough that it's not going to catch. I just knew if I put thicker things, it was going to give me some trouble. And I wasn't sure I wanted a big tassel on this because I don't want to punch a hole all the way through. It's always a conundrum. I don't want to punch a hole all the way through because this has to open up. So, but then if I only go part way, then the ribbon will cause it not to close flat and just all kinds of things. There we go. Let's trim that up. A little washi tape there, so the sequins don't cut very easily. There we go. Made a little mess, but that's okay. My little trash bin over there, and I kind of like that. I can't decide if I want to add something right here or not. I feel like maybe it's a little empty space and I need something. Let's look. I have not cut a bunch of these fussy cuts out yet. I only did this one sheet. These are all just really too big. You know, what if I do that? I like that. I think that's the last finishing touch that it kind of needs just to finish that off, even though I'm liberally inked it. That's okay. All right, add that on right there. I think the inking actually works in my favor now. And I'm gonna let this dry and trim it up, and then let's look at the inside real quick and see if maybe we can do something in there. All right, we're all trimmed up. I think the glue is pretty dry. Give you a close-up of the front. I've got, hands are a little shaky right now. Not sure why. I think I'm hungry. There is that. So let's work on the inside. Now the inside, I don't want to do anything too thick. So I grabbed a bunch of washi tape and I was thinking about layering some of it kind of on the top and bottom and preserving this kind of writing space in here. Not kind of writing space, literal writing space. I'm going to do a little bit of ink in here. Let's go down the crease, just kind of rough it up a little. This was just plain old, oh goodness, I've lost my words. This is just plain old writing paper, like a school paper. So nothing was done. It wasn't copy dyed. Not everything has to be fussy, but we want to dull that down just a little bit so it's not so stark and white. This is a boho journal. It should be creative in here. And I am looking at what I have on the front. I'm looking at the front of my cover, and I am picking out, I've got some blue here, and I don't use this one very often, so I think I might start with the blue. I'm gonna kind of layer things up and see what happens, and then maybe we'll stamp over it. I don't know. I know the washi doesn't stamp really well over top. It wants to bead up or disappear a little bit. So let's see how this looks. This one has like a gold trim on the bottom. I kind of like that. I can use the lines to keep it straight too. That's kind of cool. Happy accident. I'm gonna go straight across and I'll just trim out the excess. I like those little rough edges. kind of poking at the end. See if I can cut this without it sticking to everything. How do I turn it? Here, let's fold it. There we go. It's a very awkward angle. And then I feel like I did not get a good cut on that. Let's see. Yeah, fold it up on me a little bit. Push that down and try again. It might be because I have it folded up and it's hard for the scissors to get in there. That's better. Folding it so strangely. There we go. All right. Oh, that's pretty at the top. So it's got just a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. Let's add some more layers to this. What else do I have in my little container here? Oh, I've got these arrows. That's very boho, this kind of arrow tape. Let's add some of that. Let's just go straight across. Should I kind of make it? Yeah, let's go cattywampus this time. Let's go. Crisscross it just a little bit. So we're gonna have kind of like a header in here, which I love the idea of. And then let's add, oh, I've got some, these flowers. I mean, I don't even think I've used, yeah, I've used it. I don't remember using it. It's a little burgundy. Flowers. Crisscross it that way. There we go. Covered up a lot of that little tape, huh? No, I don't like that one. What if we put this one down here? That I like. Let's do that. Right like that. And then we'll trim that up just like I did the blue. I'll spare you that moment. It was a little bit awkward. Now, I'm not using glue under my washi tape. I know a lot of people do. I haven't had a lot of problems with it, but I also am not selling these. So it's just me, I, and myself, and I don't mind. If something peels up a little bit, I just stick it back down. I have mixed feelings about this crooked washi now. Let's, I like that I can reposition it. Let's do that instead. All right. Straighten it up just a little bit. I liked it, but I just wasn't, I would have had to really commit to that. And again, at the end of the day, I kind of wanted to preserve the writing space in here. All right, so I'm gonna trim this up really quickly, and then I think I might stamp some things inside. All right, I'm all trimmed up, and I have decided that I wanted to do this big, I'll hold this up, this tall flower. Now I've run into a couple problems. Again, I got these at the thrift store and they are a little stuck. They are coming off, but I didn't want to fight with it right now. And my block is not quite big enough for this tall stamp. I have a bigger block, it's upstairs somewhere. I would have to go find it. So I'm just gonna ink it up and use it right from the sheet here. And I think I'm gonna put that right here. I'm gonna go with the brown vintage photo because we do have other colors, so I'm not really wanting, oh, I could do, no, brown it is. I have a red, I have fired brick as well, but since I'm kind of stamping over that red washi tape at the bottom, I wanted something to contrast. Otherwise, I'd have done the red. I think that would have maybe looked really nice, but too late. All right, got washi tape everywhere, quick before our ink dries. Just didn't want to end up stamping on my table. And let's do that. I might have just smudged it. There's a reason that you use blocks. Oh, that's all right. It didn't come out too bad. It's not perfect, but I like it. That's really cute. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. That way I have lots of space that I can write inside, but it's still decorated inside. It's not open it up and it's just lined paper. I'm going to let this dry. And I'm going to ink, you know what, let's do it right now. I'm gonna ink around the edges without touching. So I inked around the inside. I guess I'll hit it again just to get the edges of that washi tape. Not super worried about it, but it will help it blend just a little bit. And then without touching our stamp, let's do these outside edges as well. Just to kind of finish it off. What do you think? Is that? Yeah, that's good. I think this came out really nicely. Hopefully, let's put it in the front of the journal here. 1 second. I'll ink for the back. I'm not going to do anything on the back of this. I could add some more lined paper later, maybe, if I wanted more journaling space. But I think the thickness of this tag is pretty much just right for the pocket. So, all right, let's grab this and moment of truth. A little tiny bit of catching on that bottom piece of fabric, but that is super cute. I'm really happy with it. I did go look around and I have these little Tim Holtz clippies. I have a package of these. And while I didn't want to attach like a tassel or fabric to the top of the tag, I think what I'm going to do, let's get this back out of here, is make some sort of decoration and attach it to this clip, and then I can clip it to the top of the tag, and that will finish off the front. I'm going to do that on my own at a later date. I think that I've gone far enough in this video. Hopefully you have found some inspiration here. You could do this in all different kinds of sizes. I might do another bigger one on the inside. I'm not sure. I really like how this came out, and now I'm kind of wanting to keep going with this cardboard kind of opening up tag idea. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you are being inspired by what you see here. Remember that links to all the digitals that I use while I make this are in the description down below. Please check out my Etsy shop, and I will see you in the next video.